Excuse the bad camera angle. This is an American. I didn't catch his name. Yeah, excuse the bad camera angle. I will move. I just need a bit of a break. So, but the speeches haven't started yet. I'm gonna leave this going. I actually need to check. Hold on. I just want to check my battery. It still needs to be charged. So let's take that out. Just quickly. I might screw things up. Hold on. Are we good? Yeah, we're good. Like I said, guys, I'm just getting things sorted here. I don't want this thing to give problems. I need a bit of a break, so I'm going to sit down for a bit, but I'm going to get things set up. Let me just... Boom. Alright, so the stage is right there. And everybody's going to start giving speeches. I'm just waiting for people. It's sunny. But like I said, I will move. I will move eventually. I just need a break.
Right, looks like everybody's
I need a stick on my plate, man.
Firstly, I'd like to thank you all for being here today.
Sorry?
I see there's a stick is laying.
Okay, give yourselves a hand. Go on. Well
I have it
done.
on my plate.
There's not a lot of people who actually step out and do this, so you should feel really proud. It's a great step forward. You know, just by being here today, you have all made a difference.
Cool.
Just by being here, you've made a statement that what is happening in our country is not okay. You're saying, not in my name. So, you know, a lot of people have said that they haven't had enough. That what's happening here shouldn't go on any further. But when you ask them to personally do something about it, their list of excuses goes on and on and on. But today, you haven't made any excuses. I haven't made any excuses. We are all here to demand change, to demand a better future, freedom from a corrupt and incompetent government which most of us have never voted for, a government which most of us despise. Some people ask, free the Cape from what?
Free the Cape!
Yeah, free the Cape. Free the Cape from what? So, from the bad service we've got, from corruption, the incompetence, exactly. You know, when you go out, if somebody else chooses you to govern for you, you're not free. If somebody asks you what color you are when you apply for a job, you're not free. If every single day you have to be in fear of crime, then you are not free. And if the criminals that you fear the most are your own government, then you are not free. We are not free. So today we take a stand, and every single year we'll do this over and over and over again, as long as we need to, until we get what we want. Thank you everybody for being here. I would like to then hand over to the next. Andy from CapeXit. Thank you very much. Please give a nice round of applause. Welcome, warm welcome to you.
Just talk. Thank you very much. I'm going to sort of keep this under 4 minutes. But it's important, and as we know from one of our past presidents, now listen carefully. CapeXit. I speak on behalf of CapeXit and on behalf of 825,000 people that have so far signed up. Thank you very much for being here, and thank you for listening. CapeXit is not a political party. CapeXit is the people's movement. Together, we are on the move towards independence. Together, we are the movement. And when I say together, I mean together, all of us, whether you are a member of a particular political party or a different movement, if we're all heading for the same direction, we are together going the same direction, and we need to stick together. Together we are the people of the Western Cape. Today we marched for our freedom. Today we showed the world that we, the people of the Western Cape, have no choice but to free the Cape from South Africa for a much, much better future. To free the Cape from a South Africa that has been broken, from a government system that has created poverty and unemployment, and from a governing party that we, the people of the Cape, have never voted for, and a party that openly makes laws that discriminate against all minority groups. We are those minority groups. Every one of us, we are part of those minorities. And together, we are restoring our pride and our dignity. Because we are different, we are often told that we are not welcome in South Africa. That's okay, because together we're leaving to create a new and vibrant country right here. The Western Cape is our country. And we must free the Cape from the shackles of South Africa that hold us down. Try and turn the page. Look around you. What do you see? I see omas and opas. I see mothers and fathers, ooms and aunties. I see brothers and sisters, children and grandchildren. I see you and me. I see people of all descriptions, and yet I see that we all have the same dreams. I see a proud new nation of Kaapenaars, of Capies, rising from the ashes of the past and the present South Africa, ready to make history. Sorry, those aren't my reading glasses.
This is Andy from CapeXit, ladies and gentlemen.
In the Western Cape, we have a symbol for freedom, for helping each other, for joining hands for a better future. Maybe that symbol should be something like this. Because we are the people of the Western Cape. We'll do this together. Today we marched together as one, with pride, with hope, and with determination to free the Cape. Today, we politely handed our letter on behalf of nearly 1 million people who have already registered on CapeXit, and on behalf of each and every one of us here today, to Mr. Missing in Action, a representative of Mr. Alan Winde. The Premier of this province still stuck to this broken South Africa. We have told him that we are waiting. We have told him we are waiting for a referendum on independence, because that is what we want. That is what we need, and that is what we demand from our Premier. We have also told him that when we reach 1.6 million registrations, we'll tell him, and we will not want to be kept waiting. CapeXit is the people's movement, and we are the people of the Western Cape. Together we will build a secure and prosperous new nation. Together we will eliminate poverty and unemployment. Together we will eliminate racism and discrimination. Together we will eradicate crime, violence, and drug abuse. But not only that, together we will raise the standard of education to become world class. There's more. Like I'm now confused. Yeah. So we will raise education to become world class. Healthcare and care for the aged will once again become best in the world, as we once had it. Taxes will be eliminated so that every one of us has more money in our pocket at the end of every month. Each and every community will be able to make its own decisions to improve its own community without asking Pretoria. True power will be in the hands of the people, of each town, each village, and of each community. This is no longer just a dream. Together we can make it a reality because it is the will of the people. And yes, we will. CapeXit is the people's movement, and we are the people of the Western Cape. This is our country. So together, let's free the Cape in a mature, legal and peaceful way in accordance with Article 235 of the South African Constitution. Because we are the people of the Western Cape, and because we must and because we can. Together we need to escape from this South African disaster which we never voted for. Ons is Kaapenaars. Ons staan saam. The next simple step that we ask each and every one of you is simply to register your support. Register your support to free the Cape until we reach the 1.6 million registrations. Every single registration counts because every registration represents a real living person, a real Kaapenaar. And because it's the only way to help those millions still struggling to survive, many of them amongst us. It doesn't matter which party you support. It doesn't matter. You still need to put your signature on the central database to say, yes, we want independence, and yes, we want a referendum. So, if you have not yet registered on CapeXit, we ask you, please, just go down here to the gazebo here on my left, the CapeXit gazebo. It takes 1 second and you're registered. Thank you very much.
There's a few people sitting in the shade.
All right, thank you very much. Next up, we have got Vuyo Mrabata. Am I pronouncing that correctly? Awesome, thank you, Vuyo. Vuyo is from the Langeberg Unemployment Forum. Please give him a nice warm welcome.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, or shall I say good morning? Okay, my name is Vuyo Mrabata. I'm standing here with the members of the executive of the Langeberg Unemployed Forum. On my left is Kolembini, our CEO. On my right is a member of the executive committee. There he comes, the chairperson, Ns Selani. We are originally from Langeberg. We operate in Ashton, Montagu, we operate in Robertson, Kobela, and Bonneville. However, ladies and gentlemen, it is a privilege to stand together with so many different people, groups, and organizations, all fighting to create a better future for the people of the Western Cape.
Sorry guys, I know it's
Thank you all for being here today.
I'm baking in that sun.
The focus of our forum is unemployment. South Africa has the highest rate of unemployment in the world. Without work, without an income, without a way of supporting ourselves and our families, there can be no freedom. We're saying this on this particular very important Freedom Day. We don't have a freedom as unemployed people. Many people were surprised when our organization came out in support of Cape independence. It was not what they expected from a township group like ours, black and poor and unemployed, even today. But whatever we are black, colored or white, our dreams are the same. We believe so. We want to live in a country that is safe. We want our children to go to decent schools. We want to be able to find work so that we can provide for our families. We want to live in a decent home like any other people in the country. Our organization have fought against minimum wage. It has campaigned for the state to stop treating business as the enemy. It has appealed for less stringent labor laws and for unemployed people to be allowed to negotiate their own terms of employment. If I may add a bit on that one. As the Unemployed Forum from Langebek, we also campaign for the job seeker certificate to be written into law. The certificate should be used as a legal document that releases long-term unemployed people from the shackles of employment. It will do that without affecting the protection of the labor laws given to those who are already employed. You will forgive me, my CLO always assist me in these levels. You see? Now, our government must create an environment where business can thrive, where they can create work. We are willing to support Cape Independence because it promises our country where we can all fulfill our potential. Like you, we want to live and work in the first African countries. We are your friends. We want you also to be our friends. You must trust us because we trust you. If we didn't do that before, then we can start to do it today. Sorry. But I also want to share some of our fears as unemployed people in Langebek, and I believe so in the country. When we take hands to work together to build a better life for all of us, it is a two-way street. By that we mean our voice as unemployed people must be heard, as we also respect the voice of government and the voice of civil society. I want to tell you about the situation currently affecting our community. There is a labor dispute ranging in Robertson, where we come from. Farmers are using labor brokers, and some of those farmers are refusing to employ South African workers. Instead, they will only employ people from Zimbabwe and Lesotho. Can you clap your hands whilst I'm trying my face? I think I deserve that. It's very hot. However, we cannot be friends when it suits and strangers when it does not. I think this simply defines itself. The promise of Cape Independence is a better life for all, regardless of race, region, and culture. If Cape Independence is to become a reality, then the majority of Western Cape voters will not support it, will need to support it. In our community, there is distrust. People are not sure of the Cape Independence movement's true intentions. There are people who say it is racist, but as LUF, we don't believe that. The true reflection of that is what happened today. Look at non-racialism here. Look at who is present in this gathering. It means, therefore, what they are saying or they are thinking is not the true reflection of the reality. It has taken great courage for our organization to stand up, to trust, to take hands, to be willing to lead the way in our communities, because we are community grounded. There are many people, as I conclude, within Cape Independence movement who have political power and influence. There are people who have connections within the farming communities and elsewhere. We'll always be concerned about farming communities because the majority of people, they are depending on farms in our areas because it's more of an agricultural area, and that is our focus, not neglecting other stakeholders. We are here today standing with you. We are willing to do our part to build the country we all want to see. We are willing to support an independent Western Cape. It is also up to you to show us that our trust has not been misplaced, and that just as we are willing to stand with you, you are also willing to stand with us. By doing so, where we will learn, many more like us will then follow. By those few words, we want to thank you. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much. All right, next up we have got Colney Mulder from the VF Plus. Here he is.
afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for the opportunity. Let me just introduce the gentleman and the lady who are with me here on behalf of the Freedom Front Plus. I think you all know Mr. Pieter Maree, former Premier of the Western Cape, and he also represents the Freedom Front Plus currently in the Western Cape Legislature. Then, with Mr. Maree, I'm privileged to have some of my colleagues. Op die punt daar is Dr. Wynand Boshoff. Hy is die leier van die Vryheidsfront Plus in die Noord-Kaap. Al die pad gekom van die Noord-Kaap om vandag saam met ons te stap in die Noord-Kaap om ondersteuning te gee vir dit waarmee ons besig is. Langs my is meneer Jaco Mulder, hy is die leier van die Vryheidsfront Plus in Gauteng. Al die pad gekom van Johannesburg af om vandag hier te wees en saam met ons te stap. Aan die linkerkant, die pragtige dame is Rochelle Rubetse. Sy is a councillor of the Freedom Front Plus in the province of KZN, and she came all the way from the South Coast to be present today and to walk with us. Vriende, wat doen ons vandag? Hoekom is ons vandag hier? Vandag is 27 April. Dit word herdenk al vir 28 jaar as Freedom Day, Vryheidsdag. Maar wat het gebeur die afgelope 28 jaar? Vandag is ons hier om die ballon te prik van political correctness and wokeness. Today we prick that and end that wat geskep word as 'n werklikheid wat nie werklikheid is nie. Want vir die afgelope 28 jaar, what happens on this day? The government creates the illusion that they care about the people and that they govern in the best interest of the people. And the people, they create the illusion that we don't see what's wrong in South Africa. En dit is die absolute vals beeld wat geskep word al vir 28 jaar. Today we brought an end to that reality. En ons gaan voort daarmee. Vanoggend op Freedom Day praat die radio en ek moet luister partykeer en hulle praat met meneer Rolf Meyer. Nou, jy het al die naam gehoor, hy was die groot onderhandelaar saam met Ramaphosa en hulle vra vir hom, Rolf, nou na 28 jaar, wat sê jy, hoe het jy gevoel op daardie dag 94, wat sê Rolf? Nee, hy was baie excited geweest om daar aan die tou te staan, want dit was die begin geweest van die nuwe Suid-Afrika en die wonderlike nuwe dinge wat sou kom en ook die demokrasie. Rolf, twee goeters. Wat het geword van die wonderlike nuwe Suid-Afrika en die nuwe dinge wat beloof was? Ons sien mos wat gebeur het. Dit het gebring korrupsie, wanbestuur, diefstal, en mekaar sak van infrastruktuur, net probleme. En dan, democracy. What does democracy mean? We don't have democracy, we have tyranny of the majority in South Africa. The ANC think they can decide on our behalf what we want and where we would like to go and what we need. Dis nie demokrasie nie. Hierdie party wat ek en my kollegas hier verteenwoordig se naam is die Vryheidsfront. We chose that name with a specific purpose. Freedom Front. It's about freedom. Freedom. We will never stop with what we are busy with until we are really free. Ons is in Afrika. En baie keer sal mense kom en sê, ja, die goed wat julle hier probeer doen, can't be done, it's impossible. We are in Africa nothing is impossible. On the contrary, it depends on the will of the people. If the people wants this, nobody will stop us. Not the ANC, not the Constitution, nothing will stop us. Wat ons moet doen, en wat ons vorentoe gaan doen is, ons gaan hierdie pad loop stelselmatig. Dink 'n oomblik wat kan ons reg kry as ons die Kaap kan vrymaak. En dink net wat dit kan beteken vir die res van al ons mense wat ook elders in Suid-Afrika is. Hulle smag daarna dat ons van die ANC ontslae kan raak. Hierdie is 'n politieke party. Ek glo dat oor 2 jaar van nou af, 2 years from now, we will change the government in the province of the Western Cape, either by replacing the current government with a pro-independence government, or we will force a coalition government which will bring freedom and our ideals into that government. In 2 years' time, we will do that.
Thank you, Lord.
Lastly,
Thank you, man.
what we do is, I believe, we will not be free until we have defeated the ANC in the larger South Africa. We need to do that. Maybe in 2 years' time, we can do exactly the same.
Okay.
But let's end on a positive note. Vryheid. Vryheid is so suurstof vir jou siel. Without oxygen, your soul dies. We need freedom. Freedom to take our own decisions. Freedom to have our own lives. To teach our children. To take all our own decisions and to prosper and economically grow to what we can achieve. This is what this is all about. We are going to achieve that. We will take each other's hands, we will walk forward positively, en julle sal vind dat die Vryheidsfront Plus stap saam, elke tree, ons is deel hiervan. Baie dankie.
Strong words from Freedom Front Plus. Strong words.
Amber Boyson. Excuse me, you guys. All right, Amber Boyson. Thank you very much. Please give a warm welcome to Amber Boyson, everybody.
Good afternoon, everyone. Goeiemiddag almal. Ons het lekker geloop en ons is lekker voet is lekker seer. I'm not going to do the speeches of what Dr. Mulder and the previous speeches was about. I'm leaving a message with each one of you standing here today. And I'm going to leave this message that it might go on your cell phone because I'm going to speak very hard to those who are not here and those support that we need. I started an organization in 2018 in the Swartland with only these ladies. And I was 26 years I was an activist with no income. I battled, I survived, and today I'm a councillor for the Freedom Front Plus. But I would like to introduce my team to you. 3 years ago, I had no political interest, and I was forced to. And this was the ladies that started with me an organization in the Swartland called Swartland Action. I've got Desiree.
Desiree Koorman. Francina Sands. Subaiga Kombre.
And Subaiga is from Riebeek. Now, whenever I start a speech, I have to start that I promised to do my best, to do my duty to God and to my country, to help other people at all times and to keep the guide low. So I was in the guide and on 12 years old, I was under oath. And ever since, I'm still doing it and I will not stop. So my message goes out today. It's sad under the circumstances that we in South Africa live. I'm not going to bring up color, but I need to speak as a colored of the Western Cape, how it affects me. I need to speak so that the world can hear that we coloreds was born in the Western Cape. And this is our Western Cape. And the ANC is taking our Western Cape down. And it's up to us as Capetonians of the Western Cape to stand up, get out of your comfort zone and come support what we're busy with. You're sitting and standing, you're laying into poverty, you don't have a bread in your house, you blame the ANC, but you don't want to stand up and support what we're busy with in the Western Cape to declare the Western Cape independent. People, your eyes needs to open. In my town, people has never been into a ShopRite for 20 years. That is how bad poverty is because they buy from tuck shops. There's no money to go grocery shopping in the month. And it goes like that in a lot of townspeople. So my message today is not going to be very long because I can take a mic for an hour. And my heart is so sore because we want to say so much why we need independency. Stop that organizations fooled you by tell you that Cape independency is controlled by white people. Independency will be run like any other country's independency. It will just be a province being declared independent. That is the difference. So from the Swartland Action Group, I was introduced. I said to myself, the people in the Swartland needs a political party that they can stand for, that they need to support them. And we're dealing with municipal accounts in council houses, in poor areas that's 6, 7, 8, 12,000 rand a month, people. And I decided, I'm already a year and a half with CapeXit as a full supporter. I'm going to call in Des Paul. Des, who is the best party currently running? People deceased about 2 years ago, not even 2 years ago. In a coffee shop, they are sat with Dr. Mulder. I'm arranging that Malmesbury and the Swartland needs a political party that support us as the people and fight against the corruption of the ANC, and that is us. And today, a year in the position of the Freedom Front Plus, the work of an activist is a work of a politician. The ones who call themselves politicians failed the people. They failed us, Western Cape people. It's time for us to stand up. It's time for us to stand strong and stand together so we can take the Western Cape back from the corruption of the ANC. If you look into colored areas, our children die every week. There's a murder of gangsterism. They don't care about us. They don't care your tax money and your municipal accounts gets paid. But we suffer. I live in the community where poverty is very strong, people. My message to you today is, 3 years ago I started with CapeXit, and I try as much as I can in my area to have workshops. So my message to all of you today who's standing here is, wherever you live, arrange a small workshop, arrange awareness, because we are standing currently on 813 registrations. We need 1.6 and it's not going to happen on its own. Go home, look in your area, have a tea party, a coffee party. Let's start to write registrations for CapeXit. Let's start so we can have that 1.6 million full and we can free the Cape from the rest of the province. And if they want to come to the party, they should do exactly the same in other provinces. Because we need to be free and we need to make a start. And our start is the Western Cape. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Next up, we have got Jack Miller from the Cape Independence Party, and if I'm not mistaken, Karen Brainard. Is that correct? Awesome, awesome. Welcome, guys.
Sorry guys, but once again, the sun is killing me. Can I sit here for 5 minutes? Ow.
Wow. What do we want? Freedom! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Freedom! When do we want it? Now! Amazing. This is beautiful. When we started the Cape Independence Party 15 years ago, people called us crazy. Are we still crazy? No! Some of us might be. As you can see, it's been a tough battle over the last few months. We've been getting into balls with the IEC and other political entities. But today has been a huge success. Please give yourself a round of applause. For those of you that have been following the Cape Independence movement quite closely over the last few months, you'll know that this last election was a groundbreaking election for Cape Independence. For the very first time, Cape Independence is officially sitting in government. Thank you. The IEC tried to hide a few of our votes though, or something went wrong there. Anyway, we took them to court, we won our court case, we got our recounts, and it looks like we're going to have more seats coming for Cape Independence. So we just need to say thank you so much to everyone that sent us signed affidavits, even though the IEC said we got 0 votes in about 65 voting stations. The huge response we got from you, the voters, the community, the people that support Cape Independence, who sent us those letters and affidavits. Because of those letters, we won our court case, we won our recounts, and we're getting more seats to fight for your best interest, to fight for Cape Independence in government. Thank you so much for that. And we have to say that from 15 years ago to now, we're in a completely different place. Cape Independence is now inevitable. It's inevitable. This train cannot be stopped. Thanks to some polling from the CIAG recently, we all know that 58% of all Kaapenaars, black, white, colored, Indian, Asian, want a referendum on Cape Independence. We're not crazy. The majority of people living in the Cape want this. More than that, polling showed that 66% of DA voters want Cape Independence. Now that's very interesting, because the DA is in power here in the Western Cape. And there's a clause in the South African Constitution that states that any premier of a province has the constitutional power to call a referendum in that province. So what that means is all of your efforts here today, when we walked up there to Alan Windy's offices, we handed him that memorandum saying, will you keep your word? Because the DA promised us a referendum last year. They promised to put forward the bill. We're still waiting for that. Yes. Can we trust the DA? No! I hope we can. Shirley, I hope you're wrong. I would like to trust the DA. I think we need to give the DA an opportunity. I think we need to give them a chance. I know. Just this once. Just this once. But if the DA, I'm going to say right, if the DA doesn't listen to you, then you know what? Then the DA is not going to be the majority party anymore. They need to listen to 66% of their voters. They need to listen to 58% of the Western Cape and give us, the people of the Cape, what we deserve, the respect to have a referendum. So we look forward to those referendums when they come. We look forward to Premier Alan Windy keeping his word, showing that the DA is a party of truth and their promises will be kept, and we look forward to receiving those referendums. And speaking of the DA, we're incredibly grateful to be joined on stage here with Alderman Corin Brainard, who represented the DA in government for 11 years, represented your best interest in government for 11 years, and she has graced us to join us here in the Cape Independence Party because she knows what the future holds for her children and how we can stand together to make this a brighter and better place for all people of the Western Cape. Please put your hands together for Alderman Corin Brainard.
My dear Jack. Jack is die pretty boy in ons party, Adrian, en hy is die brains en ek is die Afrikaanse girl. So ek gaan julle in Afrikaans toespreek. Ek het, soos Jack gesê het, 5 jaar terug my rug gedraai op professionele politiek. En na baie nabetragting by die Cape Party aangesluit. Want die Cape Party gaan nie oor politiek nie. Ons is 'n voetsoolvlak organisasie wat gedwing was om te registreer as politieke party, sodat ons op 'n gelyke speelvlak kan meeding. En ek staan vandag hier nie as 'n politikus nie, want ek was nie in die DA politikus nie, ek haat die woord, ek is nie nou een nie. Ons staan hier om 'n beter toekoms vir onsself, ons kinders en ons kleinkinders te skep. En ek glo ook dit is hoekom u hier vandag is. Want ons sien waarheen ons land op pad is en almal het dit nou al gesê en ek gaan dit nie weer herhaal nie. Ons kom met die Cape Party met 'n plan. Ons plan is om 'n ekonomie te hê soos in Singapore. Dit sal ons ekonomiese model wees. En wat 'n beter land as dit kan jy kry? En dan het ons ondersteun ons die kanton se Switserse stelsel waar almal gelyk is, waar almal kan bly waar hulle wil bly, waar almal mekaar ondersteun en waar almal in vrede saamleef. Nou ek gaan nou stop daar want ek dink almal is moeg en wil huis toe gaan. Maar ek wil net vir u sê, niemand het nog vir u self gesê om hande te klap dat u opgestaan het uit die bed uit. Op hierdie dag wat u lekker kon rus en braai en in die bed bly. So gee asseblief vir jouself 'n hande klap. Baie dankie almal, veilig ry huis toe.
Bye, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to the organisers. Thank you everyone for coming out today. It's been an absolute pleasure and honour to share this day with you. I look forward to many more. I look forward to this train of Cape Independence marching forward, unstoppable. Thank you so much. God bless.
Thank you, everybody. We've got 2 more speeches left. First up is Quentin from the Coco Choir. Please give him a warm welcome.
Tavidis, everybody. I thank you all for being here today. My name is Quentin. I'm not going to talk about titles, but there's titles in our tribes. But I'm just gonna say I'm Quentin from the Kohokwa. Like the leader said there, Kokuskotsikwa. I know it's a bit difficult on the tongue, but Kohokwa. So I want to thank the God in our nature tongue. We call God Elotse. Elotse. I want to thank God for this opportunity today. So I want to tell you guys today about my culture. I'm not here for political affiliations or anything like that, but I'm here today to talk a little bit about my culture. Now, my culture has customary laws, and part and parcel of my customary laws is in line with this movement today. We are placed here as custodians on this land to look after this land, after this nature. What is going on is foul play. People is putting traps for each other, and what happens in return? Our nature, our communities is the people that bears the brunt. And that must stop now, okay? That is why I am here today. I have a mandate from my paramount chief to be here today, to talk to the people. And with all this honor, I want to tell you that we as a people must work together. You are all leaders here today. Like the previous speaker said, you could have been off today. We could have been lying at home today. We are here. We are trying to do better. We are trying to teach our children to fight for what is theirs, to look after what is theirs, not to come and exploit stuff, not to come and what happened there in the KZN last, to break down. No, we are here to build up, and the only way we can build is to stand together. Our anthem, our government anthem, it says Ki Ikaraki, Ki Ikaraki, Ki Ikaraki. It means diverse people unite. Diverse people unite. We are going to break each other down if we are not going to stand together. So I'm putting this on all of you now, that from our indigenous people, all our indigenous people over the world, our customary laws and DRIP is the same. We are here, we are custodians to look after the nature of our community, after our rivers, after our riverbanks, after our oceans. We must stop this breaking down. We must stand together as one people, as South Africans, and we must say, stop this dividing. Stop it. We are also Africans. Okay? From the indigenous people of this land, and from my tribe, the Kohokwa, I thank you for the opportunity, and I hope that you have learned that this movement is part and parcel of my customary laws. It's the same laws that is that is used in America's indigenous people, New Zealand's indigenous people, Australia's or Aboriginal people. You can go and do your research. Indigenous laws and DRIP is the same, and my customary laws is in line with this movement. So I thank you all. You're all leaders in my eyes. I thank you for your time. I thank you for your energy, and may God bless this movement. Kaiga Gans.
Thank you. And lastly, we have got Phil Craig from the Cape Independence Advocacy Group. Please give him a welcome.
Hi everybody. Look, I'm actually not going to make a speech. I'm just closing it off so that the march is finished. I just want to say thank you to the City of Cape Town. Thank you to the police and the marshals who've helped us today. Thank you to the CIAG, to CapeXit, to Freedom Front, to Cape Independence Party, to the Kokokwa, to the SWAT Land Forum, to the Langeberg Unemployed Forum, and all of you people that are here today, thank you so much. Thank you to some people who've just been inspirational. Amber, Mia, Essia, Johan. Thanks to Christine and Juan and Joe Emilio for doing the photography. But most of all, thank you to the people who've made the effort to come out today and to stand up for our future. Because nobody else is going to stand up for us if we don't stand up ourselves. And I just want to in parting, to say, look, just remember, when you go away today, I hope the one thing we see today is that Cape independence is achievable. And we've got to go out. We're close. We're so close. We've got a referendum's been promised. The law is sort of on its way through Parliament, and we need to give it a good kick out the backside to make sure it gets through Parliament so we can have it. But the biggest obstacle to Cape independence is not the ANC. The ANC are irrelevant to the process. The biggest obstacle to Cape independence is the apathy of the people who think it would be a good idea, but either they don't believe it's possible or they can't be bothered to get off their bums to make it happen. So if I have one parting message, one beg, one plea to everybody here is, as you go home, don't go home and say it was a good day. Get your neighbour, get your friends, your family. Together we've got to stand up, we've got to put this on the agenda. You need to be prepared to give a mandate for Cape independence. You need to be prepared to vote for Cape independence. You need to be prepared to march for Cape independence. You have to wear your heart on your sleeve. And actually, you've got to say to everybody, I want Cape independence. And when we stand together and we say we want it, it becomes inevitable. So thank you very much for everybody. Give yourselves a big round of applause. Go home in safe, drive safely. Thank you. We love you all.
Jesus, can't believe it's over.
I'm still alive.
Yes, it's because of my mood. Only the time for interviews to have.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That concludes the Cape March. There is no part 4. Sorry, I do make 4 parts just in case it goes a bit longer than expected. So there you go, part 1, 2, and 3. I'll probably delete part 4. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen, the entire event broadcasted from this channel. Please share it far and wide for anybody who has doubts. I don't need to say anything else. I think the speeches said it. For everybody in the speeches said the message. You heard an emotional speech from a lot of people, and you saw the diversity for yourself. Don't be fooled by what the mainstream media tells you about this movement. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for watching. For everybody that tuned in, for everybody that shared, liked, and gave a super chat, thank you so much. I'll probably be back tomorrow evening with another episode of the Joe Emilio Show. I haven't been streaming much this past week, but maybe tomorrow I'll explain why. If you want to know why, you can go to my About section. Not my About section, my Community section, sorry. And I made a post about it not too long ago. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching once again. Thank you for the support. Yeah, I'll see you at the next. What? It's a terrible sign off right now. But as I always say, stay safe, be kind to one another, and I'll see you